Did you know that a massive National Security Agency data center is being constructed in Utah? Well, a $1 billion spy facility, which contains 1.2 million square feet of enclosed space, is about to come online. However, massive electrical surges recently rocked the facility, delaying its opening, according to the Wall Street Journal. The center requires an estimated 1.7 million gallons of water per day to cool equipment, and it was originally scheduled to open its doors this September. But due to the setbacks, it's been pushed back for another year, leaving the country's biggest spy center nearly unusable at the present time. The facility has faced 13 electrical surges over the past 10 months alone, and this has prevented NSA contractors from powering the servers at each occasion. An NSA spokeswoman assures that the issues have been mitigated, but the Wall Street Journal does report that the Utah project bypassed regular quality controls in design construction. The actual size and capabilities of the facility are classified, yet some estimates of the computing power of the center say it could store 100 million times as much information as the Library of Congress. The cost to build the center is estimated at $1.5 billion and has more floor space than Google's largest data facility. Every month, the center will use 65 megawatts of electricity, costing $1 million. The NSA data center is located near Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, here to discuss the new data center is Leanne McAdoo. She's an investigative journalist from InfoWars Nightly News who's been following the NSA center and the government's domestic spying activities. Welcome to the show, Leanne.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Leanne, we're talking about these explosions that took place at the National Security Agency data center in Utah. What have you discovered in your investigations about what happened there?
Well, I mean, we're dealing with the government. So what we can all see with our healthcare website and everything, they're not very good at vetting their contractors. So basically their contractors tried to fast track the facility and they bypassed some safety and quality controls to make sure everything was going to be working properly, and it blew up in their faces, literally.
So the system was supposed to come online, I believe it was supposed to come online this month, and now because they bypassed, were they safety regulations that they bypassed?
Just some quality controls. Apparently that's what the Wall Street Journal reports, that they bypassed the quality controls to get it up and running quickly. I guess with Snowden's revelations, they wanted to get it up in July, which it was reported that they did actually get it up and running in July, and they had slated to get it started in September. So yeah, they just tried to kind of fast track it, and every time they try to turn on one sector, it's just causing these huge explosions and blowing the circuitry. The fuses are melting, costing taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars each time. So,
Leanne, why haven't the problems at the data center been fixed, or if they have been fixed, what is the timeline for bringing the center online?
Well, who knows? We just had our guys actually infiltrated the NSA compound a week ago, and they didn't report any smoke. You know, there was no bellowing fumes of smoke. So I don't really know. I mean, I honestly don't trust anything that they say. Frankly, they could be up and running right now, but this could be helping them to keep the watchdogs at bay, or making sure they don't have to request any more warrants through the secret FISA courts. They can just say, oh, well, we're actually offline, so look away, nothing going on over here. Maybe it's a way to get, more taxpayer dollars to help, continue to get this up and running.
Leanne, what's the purpose? What is the stated purpose of this Utah data center? It's 1 million square feet.
Correct. Yeah. Well, it's just the plan is for Orwellian surveillance of the population. Of course, they're not saying that. Of course, what they're saying is that it's this data hub. We're going to store all of this information so that they can help stop terrorism, which is so false because, they just had a judiciary hearing, and General Keith Alexander, he said that the NSA lied about how many times they've actually used the collection of this bulk data to stop terrorism. Originally, he said it was 54 terror plots that they had foiled, and then he had to admit that it was 1, maybe 2 terror plots that they had foiled, and that one didn't even have anything to do with the United States. It was actually the Al-Shabaab in Somalia, and they didn't actually stop that terror attack that happened in the mall there. They just stopped the guy from sending like $8,000 to Al-Shabaab. So really, it really is about collecting and storing all of the electronic communications of every single human being on this planet.
Now, Leanne, how does the center hook into the worldwide grid of surveillance networks? How is it interconnected with, we know there's now corporate spying that the NSA has contracted work to. How does this system connect to that?
Well, I know it's like a very complicated electrical system that they have, but they're mining this data from all the telecommunications switches. And so every single spy satellite that's out there, all the different NSA hubs that are out, it's all connected into this one database. And they've been working forever putting backdoors in equipment, any computer you have. General Petraeus was the one who kind of bragged about the fact that every electronic that's out now has some sort of a spy chip in it that is sending this information to the Utah data center. And so they're getting there with the grid. Obviously, it's...
So the interconnectivity, is it all fiber optic?
Well, that's what they're moving toward. I know Austin, here in Austin, we're going to be one of the first fiber optic cities, which is fantastic. It's obviously a lot harder to hack into a fiber optic cable than it is something with satellite, but who's building the fiber optic lines? And Google is, they try to distance themselves from what the NSA is doing, but they have clearly, they're involved with what is happening here and giving them access through the back door. A lot of people don't realize that the NSA has been planning this and kind of working behind the scenes secretly since the 50s to record the human voice and to build these numerical kind of biometric data with our voices. And they're storing this information.
Leanne, I want to find out what your investigations have revealed about the future of surveillance, but we do need to take a quick break. Stay tuned for more. We're talking with Leanne McAdoo, investigative journalist for InfoWars Nightly News, right here on WHDT World News.